Hello everyone. I just want to take a moment and get out from behind the camera to express my sincere appreciation to everyone who watches my videos, and especially to anybody who subscribes to my channel. I never know which videos are going to be more popular, and today I'm celebrating number 52 because 52 was my Marine Corps boot camp number, and that's why I'm wearing this jacket. I have one video with over 225,000 views that YouTube didn't pay me anything for because I don't have enough subscribers. But at least I get to share my love of Corvettes with everyone and hopefully help some people along the way, which is what today's video is all about, helping people. So let's get on with it. I live in cold, snowy New Hampshire. So one of the things I need to do is be prepared to keep my car battery charged when I'm not driving it. I do plan to drive my Corvette in the snow for the channel. I think people would like to see that. I also want to avoid road salt, but I'll continue to make videos, including possibly going to the Ron Fellows Corvette driving school in Nevada. If you'd like to see videos of that, please comment below. There's been a lot of discussion online recently about battery tenders because most Corvette owners who live in colder climates store their cars for a few months every year and don't drive them at all. So the question is, what battery charger to use? Today I'm talking about 12-volt battery chargers and why I bought a new lithium charger for my ERay. I'll be comparing that to the charger that I used with my 2021 Stingray. C8 Stingrays and Z06s have lead-acid batteries. Only the ERay has a lithium-ion battery, which weighs about 30 pounds less, and I want to get the most out of it by using the proper charger. This is the front of my car, and this is the frunk, which is the front trunk, in case you're not familiar with the term. I've removed the plastic covers that usually cover the battery and everything else under here. These are the covers over here. Should you need to remove these, there's a certain procedure. Some people have broken off these little plastic tabs because they pulled on them the wrong way. But I have detailed instructions about how to remove this cover, same cover on all the C8 Corvettes, at my website, and I'll put a link in the description below so you can find that. But what we're talking about today is keeping the 12-volt starter battery charged, and you can do that without even removing those covers if you have one of these handy adapters like I have from when I owned my 21 Stingray. And this plugs into a port down here. It's a cigarette lighter style port that's always connected to the battery. And it just goes right in here. I'm guessing this will light up green because this being a lithium battery, it's got more power. So yeah, my Stingray used to light up yellow, which meant between 12.4 and 12.65 volts. But this is flashing green, and so that means it's putting out more than 12.65 volts. And then you just plug the charger in right there. The car's been sitting for a while. I haven't driven it recently, unfortunately, but I just put it in service mode, and I want to go over here and see if I can get a readout on the 12-volt battery. Okay, it's reading 13 volts. That's what I wanted to see. Normally when I'm driving the car, that fluctuates around 13.3, sometimes 13.2, sometimes 13.4. I've connected my new lithium charger to the adapter, and now I'll plug it in. It's the silver one on top. The first light is the accept step, where the battery is tested to make sure it can accept a charge. Step 2 is where the bulk of the charging takes place. The remaining steps are all designed for the unique needs of a lithium-ion battery. Next to my new charger is the orange C-Tech charger I bought 4 years ago that I used with my Stingray's lead-acid battery. Some people are using lead-acid chargers with their lithium batteries, but I decided not to do that, and I'll tell you why. Also, to be very clear, we're not talking about the hybrid battery that allows the ERay to run in stealth and shuttle modes without starting the V8 engine. That battery, along with the electric motor driving the front wheels, is what makes the ERay a performance hybrid and the quickest Corvette ever produced, 0 to 60. I had a lot of fun showing some of its capabilities in my recent launch video, and as you may know, there's no way to plug in the hybrid battery that's right there in the center tunnel that runs between the seats and provides a very stiff chassis for C8 Corvettes. That tunnel is mostly empty in Stingrays and Z06s, but in an ERay, it's full of batteries and electronic control equipment. The drive battery is charged several different ways through normal driving, but what we're talking about today is the 12-volt battery behind the frunk, up front, that starts the car's V8 engine. A regular lead-acid battery, like most cars have, costs a couple $100 or so and lasts 3 to 5 years on average. These lithium batteries have higher cranking power and can last much longer, but they retail for $800 to $1,000. That's because they have totally different battery chemistry and also a bunch of built-in electronics that control the battery. At about $150, this charger is more expensive than many of the other C-Tech chargers. Amazon is where I buy most stuff like this, and that would have saved me quite a bit, but I found a seller on eBay that saved me even more. Maybe they'll comment on this video so you can find out who they are, because not only did I get a great price, but it was delivered within 2 days, much quicker than Amazon would have delivered it. I got this MUS 4.3 Polar charger, the orange one, when I had my Stingray because it has a cold weather option, which increases charging voltage to 15 volts. Please note, you'd never want to use that option with a lithium battery. The lithium battery in the ERay could be damaged if charged to more than 14.5 volts. You'd also never want to use the desulfation cycle on a lithium battery because that goes all the way to 15.8 volts. That's the first cycle most of the lead-acid chargers use, and what it's supposed to do is first test the battery and then run that cycle if desulfation is necessary, which shouldn't happen with the lithium battery, but I'm not sure I'd trust that. It's been about an hour, and my new lithium battery charger is still in step 3, which is the absorption step. And I just want to point out something about the 12-volt battery. So you can see the red terminal, that's the positive, and the negative terminal. But look at this. You can see the additional wiring harness plugged into the top of it, and it looks like even a liquid cooling line that keeps the battery cool. There's definitely a lot more technology here than the old lead-acid batteries that have been around for who knows how long. The lead-acid charger also doesn't have the ability to unlock a battery in an under-voltage state. Remember I said there's a lot of electronics built into a lithium battery's internal controls? There's a set of contactors in the battery that will open if voltage, current, or temperature reach a critical state. Contactor self-tests run every time the car is shut off, and that takes about 5 seconds for the test to run. This is to protect the battery from severe discharge, because when that happens, the battery is no good anymore and would need to be replaced. The CTEC lithium charger has the ability to reset a battery in an under voltage condition so it can be charged properly. That's why this is a reset button instead of a mode button like is used on this lead acid charger. That's one of the main reasons I decided to spend just over $100 on a new lithium specific charger to help protect my expensive starter battery. It has a very specific voltage and current output profile that maximizes a lithium battery's life and performance. And in an under voltage situation, this lead acid charger wouldn't be able to do anything because with those internal contactors open, it wouldn't even detect that a battery was connected. There's been some concern expressed online about overcharging, with some people even saying it's better to use a lead acid battery charger than a charger specifically designed for a lithium battery. But I'll trust the experts at CTEC and what I've read elsewhere. The CTEC website says this lithium charger that I bought has a unique patented 8-step program that tests battery condition and charges and maintains to ensure maximum battery life and performance. When I compare the voltage and amperage in the lithium-ion and lead-acid chargers owner's manuals, I can tell you they're very different, which makes sense because these two types of batteries are not the same. I also think some people are thinking that they shouldn't charge their lithium battery to more than 80%, but that's not the case with a lithium iron phosphate battery. You need to charge it to 100% so the BMS, the battery management system, is able to balance the cells properly, which will extend the life of the battery. You can see the extra wires of the BMS there on top of the battery. I have to say that as much as I love my Corvette, I'm kind of mad at General Motors because they've given no guidance whatsoever about what charger should be used with the ERay. And in fact, the charger they sell with the car, if you order that option, is the same charger they sell with the Stingray and Z06, which both have lead-acid batteries. It may be that the charger can detect what kind of battery it's attached to, I don't know. But that has definitely led to confusion, and one of the reasons I made this video is that I think some Corvette ERay owners could ruin their batteries by charging them improperly with their old lead-acid battery chargers. I'd like to think that when someone spends over $100,000 for a car, the manufacturer could be a little more forthcoming with critical information like this. But I'll continue to learn and share my knowledge about all things Corvette, and if new facts come to light, I'll make another video about this. I hope you found this one interesting and maybe even helpful. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again later. Farewell until next time. As sometimes happens, even though I've said goodbye, the video's not over yet. I just wanted to show you the conclusion of this charging cycle. It went to step 3 very quickly after I plugged it in, and that's no surprise because it really probably didn't need charging. And then it took about 5 hours for it to go through the analyze step and get up to step 5. And then 2 hours later, it arrived at step 7. And it can stay here for up to 10 days according to the owner's manual. And I'm just going to unplug it now because I'm going to go for a drive. Also, please note that I've quite literally taken the lead acid charger off the table. That's because I'm not recommending it. I'm recommending the lithium charger for an ERay battery, and I just want to make that clear. Somewhere I read that if you want to get an accurate voltage readout on a car battery, you should wait until 2 hours after it's been driven. Okay, 13.5. Let's go for a drive. Even before getting out of my driveway, voltage returned to what it always was before, 13.3, sometimes 13.4.